Hello, beautiful souls. I left you off with a tutorial and process video and how I put this together, and I wanted to come back on to share the finished organizer here. I also have a process video on how I put this together. This is a cigar box that I have altered into a purse. So getting to this first, I used paneling that someone threw out. It was a very clean panel, and it was just enough for me to put this together. And I'm doing a series of getting ourselves organized, and it doesn't have to cost us an arm and a leg. We can repurpose what we already have. Oh, if we have handy dandy people in our lives that can cut up wood for us, you know, that we found or that somebody threw out, or that you may even have, you can put one of these together in no time. It was fairly easy to put together. So I just basically layered this with, I added my paper, and this paper that I used here is from Stamperia, and it's called Pink Christmas, and this is actually a photocopy of it because I did buy 2 paper pads, but in each paper pad it only comes with one design, double-sided, and has a different design on the other side. And you know, that paper is not cheap by any means, so I decided to save one paper pad for certain papers that I absolutely love. I did have to emphasize that because I absolutely love this particular design in that collection, and I set it aside so that I can keep making photocopies if I want to use it in the future. I could also scan it in, you know, which I will probably do later on, but as for now, I'm just going to keep it and make copies of it, you know, if I want to use it. This one here, I actually used the original for this one. Luckily, I had another paper pad. So that's, you know, that's what I did for the outside here. And I also did it on the bottom since I was able to make copies. And I added these legs, these beautiful metal legs that I had painted with chalk paint. These are the legs I had. I wish they were a little bit bigger, you know, for the proportion of the box. But it'll do for now. It's what I had, so I used it. And I just layered and layered and layered with laces that I have in my stash, and I added these pretty ribbon roses. I love ribbon roses. I didn't want to put any paper roses on here because I will be using this, you know, to store. When I finish a project, I want to be able to store my finished projects in here as I go along instead of just piling it in a corner. I would also probably be using it like when I'm using certain supplies, you know, I can just put it in here and take them out as I go, and then when I'm done I can just put them away and put my finished projects in here as well. So here on the outside I have layered this beautiful trim here, this one here, and there's 2 of these, there's this flower applique out here, and then this one in here, this trim here. You can I can cut up those pieces and make them into appliques too. So this is like a strip of appliques that you can cut up into pieces. And then I layered it, of course, and these pearls were already on this trim, and then I layered it with the ribbon roses on the outside, and then I layered it with this pretty mint green pearls. I wanted to bring out some of the green that was in here, so I figured it needed a little bit of green, so I added that, and this is on the outside on both sides. The back is not decorated because it won't be seen anyway, not really. And this is also from a different Stamperia paper pad, and I can't remember the name of it at this time. So that was that, and then I just layered some laces here. There's one, two, there's 3 layers here, and then this embroidery flower trim here. It's so pretty. And I am holding my camera because the where I have my camera mounted, it's not, I won't be able to show this very well, and that's why I'm holding the camera in my hand, and I'm trying not to be shaky at all because I don't want to get you guys dizzy. And I added this bow applique here and this embroidered flower trim there. And here's some more layers here. This is the same layer that I have in the first one here. It is so pretty. And these could be cut into pieces as well, because these are bows. But I wanted to put it here because it looks so pretty there. And then there's this layer here, and then this is the same trim that I have on the outside here. And then in the back I put this trim here, the one that's layered on the bottom, this one here. I layered it here with some more lace here and some more lace here. And this is the same lace that I have here. And then I have a mold, and I molded this beautiful angel and mounted her here. And then of course I created this, and this was a feature in a hop video that I did recently. And this I'm just going to house, and I already went into explanation with this, but you know, I'm going to show you what it looks like for those who didn't see that video. This is the back, and I did add a pocket here in the back, so in case I have extra lace or you know what have you, I can put it in there if it doesn't fit inside the box. And I did, this is mostly sewn with a sewing machine or sewn by hand. I didn't glue the lace at all. I don't, when it comes to lace and fabric, and I mentioned this before, since I was a fashion designer for many years, I don't appreciate adding glue to lace and fabric. I wouldn't mind gluing, you know, lace to paper. I think that would be fine, but not lace to fabric. And as you can see here, it is on fabric. So these parts here were actually hand sewn, the ones in the front. And then the ones in the back, I did use my sewing machine to sew that on. And I did have to glue this part of the fabric to the box. I did have to do that. And then of course I added little trims here and there and appliques here and there, and this butterfly is sewn on here. I did glue this beautiful jewelry piece here. And here's the side. This has a dangle here. This dangle is on the front as well. And I used a glue called Goop, G-O-O-P. It's equivalent to E6000, and I bought it at Home Depot because, number one, that was the thing that was available to me. And you know, when I've ordered E6000 online before, it was a little bit too expensive, and there's no other way for me to get that unless I order it online. So I ended up discovering Goop, and it's equivalent to E6000. So that's how I attached my metal pieces here, and even the, you know, the handbag, because if I'm gonna hang this up, even though I'm actually gonna house mini laces in here for the miniatures that I love to do, that's what I'm gonna be housing in here. if I decide to hang this up, I know it's not going to fall. It's not going to loosen. So I did add E6000, you know, to the handle here and glued it to the box. And this also has, not E6000, the goop. Sorry about that. And then here's the other dangle here. So that is my project share for today. I wanted to, you know, give you, I wanted to share how I finished this off. And I am getting myself organized because I do share my living room with my craft space. And I want to keep it as tidy as possible, you know, especially when I have company. And I don't want it to be an eyesore, you know. I want it to be very attractive, very eye-appealing, you know, when people come in, you know, and they see my craft space, because they're going to see my craft space. So I wanted to make sure that everything, you know, stays nice and organized and tidy. And even though I craft and I do make a mess, I do have to clean up. I can't just leave it there, you know, for that reason. I can't. And I've also been getting rid of stuff because I really don't want to have too much, to be honest. I don't want to have an overload of crafting stuff. Number one, I probably won't use it in a lifetime, in this lifetime. I probably won't use it all. So what's the sense of that? You know, I want to, you know, buy things as I need, you know, use up what I already have. You know, just to keep things light, and so that things don't get too cluttery in my space. I don't care for clutter. I really don't care for clutter. I want to keep my space as organized and open as possible. And I hope this inspires all of you, you know, to get yourselves organized. This is just an idea. Of course, you're going to revamp it to what you like, you know, which you should. Of course, you know, you're gonna make things according to how you like, and, you know, create your own space according to how you like. Absolutely. But these are just like guidelines or ideas that it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. It really doesn't. So thank you for stopping by. All is well. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.